There's a new book out now titled Contemporary Michigan, Iconic Houses at the Epicenter of Modernism. And joining us this morning is the author, Peter Forguson. Thanks a lot for coming in, Peter.
Thank you for having me.
So these look like beautiful coffee table books. Love to have this on display in the home. Tell us, when you're looking at the homes that went into this book, was there any kind of criteria that you had, a guideline to get in?
Yeah, they needed to be architect-designed, one-off homes, and also I needed to be able to authenticate who commissioned them and who designed them. So there are no unknowns in the book. When you leaf through either of these volumes, you will see the names of the people who commissioned them, the architects who designed them, the year they were built, and also the city in which they're located.
Now, we should mention the other book up here is Detroit Modern, 1935 to 1985, your first book that was released. When it came to both books, why did you want to focus on Michigan in particular?
Well, Michigan is my home state, and it is also the epicenter of modernism, which is the subtitle of Contemporary Michigan. And I believe that what makes it the epicenter of modernism is obviously Cranbrook, I consider to be ground zero for modernism in the United States. We have architecture, sculpture, graphic design, all of the decorative arts are really based here in Michigan. So I think it's important that we are recognized for that.
And does the state's architectural history stand out among the nation?
I believe so, definitely. Frank Lloyd Wright had third most houses he had designed are in the state of Michigan. First would be Illinois and then Wisconsin, his home state, and third is Michigan. So, and then like I said, with the contributions of Cranbrook are unparalleled.
Yeah, I was going to ask about Frank Lloyd Wright. I mean, his name always comes to mind when you're talking about architecture. How are his works celebrated in the book?
Oh, and they're pretty well represented. Most of his houses that are still being well cared for, you will find in both of these volumes that are located in the state of Michigan.
And do you hope by, putting together books like this, it kind of helps preserve these houses going forward? Do you hope it kind of helps people recognize what we have here in the state?
I do. They'll forever be immortalized in these books, so that's very exciting. And actually, I've sent these books all over the country, so people are starting to recognize what's happening here.
Okay, now focusing on the Detroit Modern book, are there any buildings that would stand out that you mention and we'd be like, oh, they'd be in the book, but we'd know right off the bat too?
Frank Lloyd Wright's Turkle House in Palmer Woods in Detroit, the W. Hawkins Ferry House in Grosse Pointe would be one, Frank Lloyd Wright's Affleck and Smith houses in Bloomfield Hills. So those would be ones.
So there's quite a bit.
Manugian Vacation House, Briggs Vacation House. So these are names that people know.
Definitely names that people know.
Walter Reuther's home is in Detroit Modern.
Yeah, we're restoring the Reuther right now too. So look at that. It all ties in. Tell us about the event you have on Thursday night, where it is, what people can expect.
Sure. We will be celebrating the launch of both of these books at Le Shop Modern. It is the premier consignment shop in the state of Michigan. We will have all of the architects who have houses highlighted in these books who are still with us will be there.
Incredible.
So if anyone is looking for an architect to design a house for them, they can find one there. And should be a really good time. A lot of people, music, a lot of people mingling around, and great space.
So much knowledge in these books, incredible photographs as well. Definitely something you want in your house. Peter, thanks a lot for dropping by this morning.
Thank you for having me.